The Chicago Bulls take the L to the Toronto Raptors today, but there was still plenty of bright spots to take away from today's game. What do we see in this preseason game from the Bulls, and can they maintain it? The positives and negatives coming up next. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. Only channel talking Bulls, how Bulls fans talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So, Chicago Bulls taking another L, 106-102. They're now 1-3 in the preseason. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is preseason. I'm not losing my mind over anything that we see at this point. But there are some positives and negatives to take away from this game. One of the positives for me, Zach LaVine already looking a little bit more like he's getting into that mid-season form. 25 points today, was attacking the bucket at will, was pulling the three ball, did knock down the three ball at a high efficiency rate, 3 for 8, only 37% on the day, which, I mean, not bad, but you'd rather have him at the 4 for 8 level, you know what I mean? But shot the three ball, got up a ton of threes today, and was really looking to get downhill. I loved what we saw from Zach. I thought that he was picking his spots very well, getting the open shot, trying to attack that. I liked that we're seeing that from him already, being that aggressiveness. It tells me that we're starting off this season with a healthy Zach LaVine, not a Zach LaVine that is looking to get himself back into form. You also saw Coby White be able to come out there today, 5 for 8 from the field. Ball was going the other way a lot. Bulls had way too many turnovers today. Coby White with 5 of those turnovers, 22 for the team in total. Coby White with 5 of those turnovers, did have 4 assists on the day, 4 rebounds as well. So you kind of see him, it didn't look as smooth as what we'd seen at different points in the preseason without Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan out there. He's taking on a very different role. You want to see him continue to grow in that role, and I like the efficiency that he shot the basketball with. I think here's my 2 biggest takeaways from this game, right? I mean, we can go through all of the players, right? P. Will didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Andre Drummond is a monster on the rebounds. He's just hilarious, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. He had 13 rebounds today when you look at the numbers. But my 2 biggest takeaways from today's game, number one for me, when I look at the offense that we saw from the Chicago Bulls, I'm still looking where the three-point shots are coming. We saw the Chicago Bulls take 35 three-pointers in their first game. Since then, we have seen them take less and less every single game. There was supposed to be this major change to the shot profile that Chicago Bulls were supposed to have. We haven't seen that major change stick around throughout preseason. It's starting to look a little bit more like what we saw from this team last year, and seeing them play more minutes, right? Your starters played a ton of minutes today, which is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, we're getting, I believe we only have this game and then Thursday's game, and then we're right back into the thick of it. New season, ready to go, tipping off. So I wanted to see our guys play a little bit more minutes. We also saw Coby White and P. Will get banged up a little bit, but they both came back in. P. Will finishing out the game as well. To me, though, right, like, I'm still looking for the 3-point. Who's going to be the guy that's going to be taking consistent threes? I saw Zach LaVine take 8. Nobody else even took 5 on this team. 26 3-pointers on the day-to-day. And yes, she shot it at a pretty good clip, 9 for 26. I mean, you could be better, but it's not enough. I need to see more from this team, right? Like, the modern NBA teams are consistently shooting above 30 three-pointers in a game. And I know, you're going to have those games where guys are taking the 3 ball away. You don't just want them shooting the 3 willy-nilly. But I want to see us be a continuously much more modern offense, and I don't think that we're seeing that from the Chicago Bulls. At least in this game, we didn't see that nearly as much like we saw in other games in the season. Not a ton of shots from anybody. I mean, Vooch took 13, P. Will took 13, DeMar took 15, spreading the wealth out pretty well through everybody. Zach LaVine taking, of course, the most amount of shots on the team, which another thing that I do like from this team, right? Zach LaVine leading the way in shots in a game where he only ended up playing, well, he did play 30 minutes, so Seeing 19 shots from him in 30 minutes is pretty good, especially when they're spreading the ball around like they do. I thought another bright spot that the Bulls had come into this game was the minutes that we saw from Torrey Craig. Not much on the offensive side. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this guy offensively was lighting it up, but Torrey Craig is the defense that we thought we want Patrick Williams to one day become. And I mean, listen, P. Will's got to get himself in order here. It's good to see that we have somebody who can come in and be the solid defender, be a guy who can be that everyman guy, right? Torrey Craig almost a little bit like, dare I say, the man we played against tonight, a little bit of a younger Thad Young, I guess I should say. He's not too much younger than Thad Young, but a younger Thad Young that we've been looking for, right? That every gadget guy that could be the everyman guy, right? What do you need me to do on this? Defense, offense, shoot the three, trying to get to the hole, all of that. I liked what we saw from Torrey Craig overall on both sides. Want to see him shoot the basketball more efficiently, but this is the preseason. I'm not worried about efficiency. I'm not even worried about efficiency really in the beginning of the season, right? We get 15, 20 games in and you're being inefficient, then I got some problems with you. But I'm not worried about efficiency to start the season because this is the first game. Well, and I mean, it felt like a real game. It felt like they were getting themselves into regular season form, and so I liked the way that they ran the floor. I liked what we saw from the boys overall. I think it's just a couple of tweaks that the Bulls really need to make, man. You got to get that three ball up more. You have to find ways to create that shot more. There was a couple of times where we even saw them pass up the three ball again today. That's something that even Javon Carter did, and Javon Carter was the person that came in here and was like, that's not the profile that we want to bring to Chicago this year. Biggest difference, though, in the game, I mean, when you look at it, they got to Toronto got to the free throw line 38 times. Chicago Bulls only got there 11. Seems like the refs are in midseason form already. Let's hope that doesn't end up being something that pans out in the long term, because my God, I hate when I'm sitting here coming out of a game, looking at a Bulls team going, why the heck aren't we getting the same calls that the guys on the other side are getting? You got to attack the bucket. You got to attack the lane a little bit more consistently. And I mean, the Bulls got up plenty of shots. That's the best part about all of this, right? The only way that Toronto was able to beat you was by getting to the free throw line in this game. 38 free throws attempted in this game. Insane, man. But I mean, overall, major concerns, I guess not really. I'll give you one more positive, by the way. One more positive before I go. And I know that it's not an efficient night, but it is something that I've never seen him do when he's had this kind of night. Patrick Williams taking 13 shots today, I believe. Let me look here. So 7 of them did come in the third or the fourth quarter. He was kind of finishing out the game versus the end of bench guys pretty much in there, but being pretty consistent throughout the game, trying to get shots up. I like that from Patrick Williams, because even when you don't have an efficient day, that doesn't mean you stop shooting the basketball. Had a tough start to the game in the beginning of the game, continued that pretty much through the entire game, shot 3 for 9 in the second half overall, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line, though, hitting a big 3 to tie the game back up. You got to keep putting the ball in the air. You have to keep shooting. You can't go away from it. The touch was off, right? Got to the bucket for a game tying opportunity. That would have put the Bulls up 1 at the end of that game. Smoked the lay, couldn't get it back. Got a look to finish things off. Smoked the lay, couldn't get it back. Right, but this is a preseason game. I'm good with you doing that in these moments, because seeing Patrick Williams be aggressive in a game where, yes, the starters weren't playing at this point in the fourth quarter. P. Will pretty much got most of the minutes in that fourth quarter as far as guys on the Bulls playing. He actually got pretty much the outside of Drummond, most of those minutes that were out there. 7 minutes for him in the third quarter, almost 8 minutes. And DeMar played a little bit as well. Zach LaVine didn't play at all in the fourth. Kobe White playing as well. It was good to see him continuing to be aggressive, continuing to try to get to the bucket. And I think that Billy Donovan's toying with some different lineups to try and figure out, okay, on this, if we run with this lineup, Pat, you're going to be the scorer here. If we go with this lineup, you're going to be more of a defender here. You got a lot of guys on this team that can play I don't know if we'll see Billy Donovan use the lineup the way he did tonight. I mean, you ended up using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys. Pretty much in your rotation that got good time here. I mean, like, I don't know if we're going to see that very often from Billy Donovan. I doubt that we're going to see guys getting played 12 deep on the court. But I mean, I guess if you're winning, you'll see that a little bit more. But it was good to see them kind of, I mean, you had 10 of those 12 guys playing over 20 minutes. So that's probably the rotation that you end up seeing. Ayo Dosunmu had a good showing as well in that second half and really got the ball in the air. So couple of things. I mean, like it sucks that we end up getting the loss in this one. I look at the fact that they went they went 29 for 38 from the free throw line as a big help to that. But learning moments for the Chicago Bulls before we get to the regular season, and we'll see what this team ends up doing. But hey, I do want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. What was your biggest takeaway from this game? My biggest takeaway from this game is you need to shoot the 3 ball more. Hey, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Peace.